Hey everybody, I'm so happy to be talking to you guys. It's been a while since I have been back. I've been a little busy, if you weren't aware. Just got married recently, about 2 months ago actually, and we moved to Arlington, and Tez's work schedule has been crazy. He's been working nights, just recently switched back over to days. So our schedules are all crazy. We got settled here. We're trying to get the nursery settled, as you can see behind me. So you can see a couple like little sneak peeks there. There's some shelves there. There's this little changing table thing, crib, some other stuff here. Yeah, we're still like in the process of trying to put everything together and get it all situated. We've been really focusing on getting like baby gear, as far as like making sure we have stroller car seat. If you saw my long super video about that on Instagram. So we got the crib, the bigger stuff, and then once the showers happen, I assume we'll get like some smaller stuff. So yeah, the nursery's like coming together. It's really driving me crazy that it's not all put together yet, even though I still have a few more months or a couple more months. But yeah, so I've been a little busy, if you if you didn't notice. So that's why I've been kind of MIA, at least on YouTube. And really, I've decided that I could never be a professional YouTuber, because like if you notice, I keep looking back and forth over here. That's because I'm just using my phone to record these videos, because that's just all I can handle right now. And it's like really hard for me to focus over here, versus I wanted to like look at myself so that I don't look like a crazy person. But anyways, here we are. So I don't think I would ever put like money into the actual, like stuff that I need to be a professional YouTuber. Probably not. Maybe, but probably not. Yeah, okay, so we moved to Arlington the week after the wedding. Wedding went perfect. Everything was perfect. It was a dream come true. Everybody there was great. Everybody involved was amazing. Our day would not have been the same or possible without everyone that helped. So we got like a sneak peek little photo album, but we haven't got the full photos yet, so I'll be posting those later. My maternity photos are this Sunday, so I'm so excited about those. It's gonna be a surprise. It's not a typical shoot, but do I ever do anything typical? No. So just to give you like a little bit of a sneak peek, I'll be completely nude. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. So I'll just leave you with that little tidbit of info. So that'll be Sunday. And then of course I'm 30 weeks this week. So only like 10 and a half weeks to go, which is so crazy. I honestly, my mindset has completely changed probably since the wedding, I want to say. You all know about like my body issues, like just trying to come to terms with the changes that are happening and the acceptance and everything. And I explain this, as far as like, since I wasn't planning for this, it was really stressful, and that was probably the biggest negative thing I would say about the pregnancy, was that it wasn't planned for me, and for me that's like a really big deal. So, but I think what ended up happening was after the wedding, after our like perfect day went perfect, I wasn't so focused on looking perfect, trying to fit into this dress. My dress fit perfectly, by the way, if you didn't see pictures of it. And so I wasn't so focused on like my body has to be this way for this event. That event is over. It was great. We have photos to prove it, yada, yada, yada. Now my full focus is on Kingsley and my pregnancy and my health and my body and just how much it's growing and changing. And I think for me, not having that pressure of knowing that the wedding was coming up, once the wedding went away and was over and done with, like I said, it's been amazing. So I just like literally woke up one day and just fell in love with my body. Everyone said that was gonna happen. I didn't believe none of y'all. But it did, it happened. And for me, it took a really long time. It took like 6 months probably, to like come to terms with all of it. But yeah, but now I'm like super pleased with everything. I'm super just thankful for my body and how much it's been through and how much it can put up with. Third trimester, I've been a little bit more, excuse me, a little bit more tired, like back how I was in my first trimester. But I think that that's normal. Baby's getting bigger. I can show you my little bumpy. So here's it from the front. You kind of can tell. You can really tell. And then from the side. So yeah, it's a little bit more noticeable whenever I turn over. Also, I just ate chips and queso, so it's a little bit bigger than it usually is. So anyways, body changes, all of that has been really crazy. But my biggest thing was once Kingsley started kicking and moving, it was amazing. For a while, I was only able to feel him inside. No one could feel him outside, and that was really hard for me because I was like, I wanted to share it with Tez and my parents and everyone. But you know, that only, you can only feel it inside for like a little while. And then eventually it starts to become an external thing. So once I was able to feel him kick and move, it's just the most beautiful thing in the whole world. And Tez will actually get home from work and start talking to Kingsley, get really close down there and talk to him and stuff. And he just goes wild and crazy. And it's funny, like at night, he can put him to sleep because he's been active 24/7. People are like, oh, when is he most active? And I'm like, all the time. He does not ever stop. There was a couple of times when he did stop moving and it freaked me out. You guys, when you're pregnant, like every thought running through your head is like, is my baby okay? Is my baby getting enough nutrients? Am I doing the right stuff? Am I not doing the right stuff? Whatever. Like, it's just the most stressful thing ever. And so he did have a couple of times where he like stopped moving, probably because he was just asleep. And I was just way more aware of it at the time. And I freaked out and assumed like the actual worst. It was like, oh my gosh, your cord's wrapped around your neck. Like you're struggling, you can't breathe. Like, oh my God. Then he just like felt my heart rate rise probably. And then just started going crazy again. And I was like, oh, okay, we good. But anyways, at night, he's really active whenever I stop moving. And whenever I start to go to sleep is whenever he gets really crazy and active. And so Tez will actually be able to put his hands on my stomach. And he always tells him, stop moving, son. Mom's got to go to sleep. And then he stops. And it's the cutest thing ever. I don't know how they have like this relationship already that's on my nerves. But it's just the sweetest thing. So, and then Tez always gets mad if he sees me like playing with him. Whenever I say that, I mean like I can poke him and then he'll like kick me back. And so that's our little game that we play. And he'll say, y'all are playing without me. Stop playing. I want to play. So it's just like this funny little thing that we have. But yeah, so I think I like woke up one day after the wedding and was just like, you know what? This is my main focus. And I have this thing that I'm growing inside of me. And this is a beautiful, beautiful process. My boobs are not as sore as they were. Oh my God. Y'all remember that? That was terrible. As they were, they have obviously grown like 2 sizes, I think. I got a new bra and then already outgrew that bra and had to get a new one. So those honkers are hanging in there. And then really besides that, I don't think there's anything major as far as like physical symptoms go. Recently I started to have some heartburn and indigestion like after I eat, which is super annoying. And since my belly is like getting bigger and is so full whenever I eat, I feel like it just stops like right here. And then I have to like work that out and walk around and like let it kind of settle in my stomach before I can go to sleep or I'm gonna like throw up everywhere. But yeah, but no, besides that, everything's been great. I feel really good. I'm working home health. So, some of you may know this. I don't know if I ever like mentioned it for sure, but like back in Corpus, I was working in a skilled nursing facility, like a nursing home with older adults. And, I was doing home health on the side. So like traveling to patients' homes, evaluating them in their homes, seeing them walk around and do things, and then, come back to visit, to do treatment visits with them. So I actually work with the same company here in, where are we at? Arlington. And so I cover like DFW, like all of the area, the whole area. It's a lot of driving. But I like it because I listen to podcasts in between visits. I'm able to like do my meditation between visits and things like that, breathing exercises. It gives me time to just like chill. I started this thing where I play classical music really loud to put Kingsley to sleep whenever he's like on my nerves. I play classical music really loud in the car and like for my lunch break or whatever. And then Kingsley like goes straight to sleep, so it's really funny. But yeah, I love it. I mean, like I said, I go to patients' homes. So like someone goes into the hospital, has a heart attack or broke their hip or pneumonia or whatever reason, and they come home from the hospital, then I'm the first one to evaluate them, along with the physical therapist, of course. And then I set a treatment plan for them, and then I help them get back to doing things they were doing before, going to the bathroom, taking a shower, getting dressed, cooking a meal. Like today I did an activity with a lady where we cooked eggs. She was very unsafe and like almost burned herself. So that was a hot mess. But anyways, those are kind of the things that I do. I'm off pelvic rest. Oh my God, thank you, Jesus. Again, pelvic rest. I was on that for 8 weeks, and that was right around the time of our wedding, which is super inconvenient because pelvic rest is no lifting over 25 pounds. She really didn't want me bending or twisting either, which is really hard because as an OT, that's pretty much what I do all day and lift patients. And also no sex. So yeah, for that to happen like right around the wedding, it was really frustrating. But I remember our wedding night, it was so funny because we kind of stayed after to help clean up and stuff. And of course, because I was real sober, and we got back to the hotel, and I was laying in the bed, and I had like this pizza box just like sitting on me, and I was eating pizza because we served pizza at our wedding and everyone loved it. So and I was eating pizza and I looked at Tess and I said, how do people have energy to have sex on their wedding night? Like, this is exhausting. I'm exhausted. And of course, I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I was 5 months pregnant, so of course there's that. But yeah, it was really funny, and you know, we're all good. But we were released from that wrath like 2 weeks ago probably, so it's just been phenomenal. Met our new doctor here in Arlington. Mixed feelings about her. She's obviously going to be my OB for the rest of the time because we're like almost there. Not really a good time to fire someone and start over, but no, I like her personality. For example, she appreciates my vulgar humor, I think. So like whenever I was in the doctor's office to get my sonogram for the pelvic rest to check the placenta and all of that jazz, it's a transvaginal ultrasound, so it's like this rod thing that's like this big around and this long, and they literally stick it up you, and that's how they see stuff. So that's called a transvaginal ultrasound versus the regular sonogram or ultrasound that's just on your tummy. So she goes up in there, and I said, "Woo, that's the most action I've had in 2 months." And she laughed and didn't think it was inappropriate. So, you know, she's cool. But I told her that I had a birth plan or birth wishes, and I could kind of feel the vibe change already. Like she was a little, oh, here we go again, one of these. And I just made it very clear up front, you know, that I do have birth wishes, I do have a birth plan, but I'm open to change. I'm flexible. Whatever needs to happen is going to happen. You know, I have a certain way that I want things to go, and of course, if they go that way, I'm gonna be extremely happy. But if they don't go that way, I'm not gonna be like upset at her or myself or whatever. We'll deal with it as it comes. So once I kind of talked to her in that manner, it really changed the vibe, and she's like, okay, good. You know, we have a lot of women that come in here and want this certain way, and if it doesn't go that way, then they freak out and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, it's fine. There are certain things that I really want, you know, delayed cord clamping, skin to skin immediately, yada, yada, yada. She kind of, I don't think she understood how much research I've really done and how much I know, because she kind of tried to slide one past me, and I real quickly brought her back to like who I am. Not gonna happen. But like, for example, I said I want immediate skin to skin. I want, you know, breastfeeding for the golden hour is what they call it. So after baby's like out of your vagina, they put it straight on your chest. They can cut the cord on your chest. They can do all of their procedures that they need to do on your chest. And then you breastfeed for that first hour, and it's just mom, dad, and baby, or mom, baby, whatever. So, you know, that's what I wanted, and that's what I want still. And she tried to tell me, well, you know, the postpartum team or whatever is gonna want to like weigh him and measure him, and if he eats, it's gonna change that. And I said, well, that's funny that you say that, because their stomachs are literally the size of a pea. Okay, like minuscule for the first 3 days of their life. So it's not really gonna change his weight any, maybe by like a tiny bit, but I'm not worried about it. And so once I like said, oh, you know, that's interesting that you tried to just kind of slide that one past me. And so then she's like, oh yeah, we can make it happen. It's no problem. I'm like, well, you should have just said that from the beginning, lady. So I think she knows how I am and how I'm going to be. And she's like, okay, this girl's educated. She knows generally what's going to happen. Obviously, I've never experienced it before, but she just told me, she said, look, once you get to the hospital, people are going to try to offer you drugs and poke you and prod you and stuff like that, hook you up to stuff. So my recommendation is stay at home as long as you can. If you're at home, you can do whatever you want. You can eat Whataburger, you can roll around on your floor, you can take a hot bath, those kinds of things that you cannot do once you're in the hospital. So I said, okay, well, sounds good to me. So she told me to stay home until my contractions are, I think the normal general rule is like 4 to 5 minutes. So 5-1-1, meaning contractions are 5 minutes apart, 1 minute, consistently for 1 minute, consistently for an hour. So that's the 5-1-1. She told me to stay home until they're 2-1-1, which, I mean, I was like, okay, that sounds about right. For me, we live 10 minutes from the hospital, so it's not really going to matter. I'll only have like 2 or 3 contractions. Actually, the math is so off on that. I'll have like 5 contractions in the hospital. I mean, in the car. Dear Gussie. And then make it to the hospital, you know, just in time. So I think the less time I'm in the hospital, the better it's going to be for myself. So yeah. So my life pretty much revolves now around working during the day. I come home and document. So, you know, I see my patients all day long, boom, 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 boom. And then I come home, sit down in my pajamas and document. And then Tez was working nights, like I said, originally. So that was like a little bit of a bummer because our schedules were all opposite. But he just started working days on Monday. So thank you, Jesus. We're back to normal again. Tez's job actually offers 3 weeks of paid paternity leave. So we're really excited about that because we'll have that 3-week time period to kind of like get a schedule going and all of that kind of stuff. So I actually went recently on, I just realized I'm all over the place, you guys, but this is just kind of like an update and just to let y'all know that I'm still here. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I just recently went on Dr. Nicole Rankin's podcast. You guys, it's so crazy because I was talking, in my last YouTube video, I talked about like birth resources that I use and stuff, and I did use her course. And so I shouted her out on Instagram. She saw my video and watched it and loved it. And so she invited me to come on her podcast, which is like crazy. She's got like 50,000 followers or something wild, or views, or I don't know. So yeah, so I did my interview with her like in December, so it should be coming out within the next few weeks or so, and I'll let you guys know so y'all can like watch it or listen to it, whenever it comes out. So it's just like about resources that I used for birth, for getting ready for labor and delivery, and my experience being pregnant, some of the antepartum depression that I experienced during my first trimester, which I've kind of touched on a little bit here and there with you guys. Actually, yeah, I did talk about that last time. Duh. Just about how the body changes and things like that was the biggest issue for me. And then she invited me to come back on after Kingsley's born to tell my birth story. You know, how did it go? What was my plan? And did it go that way or not? Was I happy with it? Yada, yada, yada. So I'm really excited about that. I think for me, just being able to like talk it out and get some stuff off my chest and put it out there. For me, being vulnerable within this whole situation has been how I coped. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but basically, you know, some people have issues or they're going through something and they bottle it all up, or they talk to someone about it. Whichever way you know, or you exercise, or you binge eat, or you drink, or whatever your coping mechanism is, whether it's good or bad. So for me, I think just like talking about stuff out loud and to the public, and to like just let myself be super transparent and raw and real. And I've had so many of y'all reach out to me and just say, you know, thank you for talking about this, even if you're not pregnant. It's just really helpful to hear. And I think that it comes along with not even just pregnancy, but just life in general, especially as a woman. Dear Jesus, we are just we're holding ourselves to this standard, and that's just, it's unattainable. It's unrealistic. And I mean, we still do it. I still do it, even though I try not to. But yeah, so I think for me, I just want to say like thank you guys to all of y'all that like follow my journey and listen to my stories. And you know, I'm just like, it's not organized at all, and I just kind of get on here and do whatever I want. But for me, that is what has kind of helped me cope and has helped me adjust to this lifestyle change, and I assume will continue to. There's just like this huge community of women, not just moms and pregnant people, because a lot of you guys that are reaching out to me are not pregnant or not even in a relationship trying to get pregnant anytime soon. And you know, we just have this connection of like, oh my gosh, you're struggling, thank you for talking about it, because it's not all rainbows and sunshine. And I feel like some people will like look at Instagram or Facebook or something and see somebody's life and what they're posting and then just be like, oh my gosh, they're traveling, they're doing this, they're doing that. I'm over here saving, trying to be on a budget. Like, so it's just really, it can be really frustrating whenever you get on social media and you're trying to compare yourself to all these people. And really and truly, their life is not that way. Like, I know people that I know them personally, and then I get on their Instagram, I'm like, you are putting off a really fake appearance, and it's just annoying to me. I don't really like that. I would rather you be more open and honest about the stuff that's going on in your life that isn't great, if you're that person to talk about it. I mean, obviously, not everyone wants to talk about things or whatever, but I guess my whole point is, I'm just glad that I'm able to talk about things that aren't super great, that have come up, and then talk about like what I did to get through it and how I felt about it, and you know, where we are. So generally we're good. The Manning family is good. We have a doctor, baby's growing, baby's healthy, I'm healthy for the most part, besides like my weird eating habits like queso and chips in the middle of the day for no reason. I drink wine. Oh my God. I know, right? Yeah, I've had some controversial topics of conversation about that. But it's just one of those things, you know, research is all over the place with it. There was a study done with 40,000 women, you guys, 40,000. It's a lot of people. And they did research on their pregnancies, and they drank a bottle of wine a week, which is about a glass a day, throughout their entire pregnancy. And the infant like issue rate, I guess you would say, I'm like in science. I have a bachelor's in science. This is ridiculous. I can't form words. But anyways, the amount of babies that were harmed or had issues were less than 0.1%. So anyways, that's my knowledge on that. And you know, there's just no reason why people should judge you. Whether I had a lady tell me, I had a glass of wine at a restaurant, and she told me, you know, I'm so happy that you are brave enough to drink a glass of wine being pregnant out in public. And I'm like, first of all, who are you? Second of all, thanks, I guess. And she said that whenever she was pregnant, she would literally have her husband order the glass of wine and keep it on his side of the table, and then grab it, drink it, and put it back so that no one else saw her, because she was so worried about what other people thought. That is insane, blows my mind. But yeah, people are, I can imagine. So you know what? Do you when you're pregnant. Literally, that's all you can. Wake up, do whatever you can do to like manage yourself and work it out and make it till tomorrow. That's all. That's all you gotta do. Yeah, so I think that's really all. I just want to kind of like update everybody. I'll let y'all know that I'm still here. Oh, I'm planning on having a labor and delivery photographer. So I just have to clear that with the hospital, make sure that it's allowed. And I also will be videoing as much as I possibly can. Not like baby coming out of my vagina video. No, not that. But I plan on doing like an Instagram highlight story situation from like the start of my labor. So like once I go into contractions, and just like how I'm coping with them and how I'm feeling and what positions I'm using and da-da-da-da. And then like once I'm not able to do that because I'll be in so much, you know, pain and whatever, I'll be having Tez do that, or a close friend videoing me and just kind of like talking through what we're doing and things like that. So that way, hopefully, you know, that'll be cool. You guys can watch and see how it goes. And then, of course, I'll tell my birth story after the fact and all of that jazz. So we're not due for another 10 weeks or so. So I imagine I'll be back on here. At least, yeah, I'm going to be back. Basically, I'm going to give y'all a tour of the nursery and just some of the little trinkets that we're using and getting for him. And then, of course, I've been requested a video of newborn must-haves after the baby's here. So, like, stuff that I thought that I needed and then stuff that I definitely use and stuff that I'm just like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have bought that kind of thing. So I'll be doing that too. So yeah, lots of fun, exciting stuff coming up. And of course, most of it involves baby. Sorry about you. But, you know, if y'all want me to talk about something else, it's super off the wall or whatever, just holla at your girl, because I don't really do very much except for like work and talk about Kingsley. So, and he's not even here yet. How annoying is that? Yep. Okay, well, I guess that's it. So thanks for watching, and let me know if you want to chat about anything. Okay? Okay.